Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Valpo Basketball Week, along with head coach Matt Loddick. This is Todd Eichhout. We'll start by taking a look at two victories to start the season, kind of similar games, similar scores against similar competition, and maybe your overall thoughts on how you guys played in the first two games.
You know, obviously I was pleased with the defensive effort. I thought, there wasn't really an easy shot for our opponents in the first two games, and our guys really locked into the scouting report. Ran what were good, three-point shooting teams off the line, made them finish over length, and obviously we had a big advantage in size, and we took advantage of that. So pleased with that. The offensive execution, at times was hit and miss. Especially in that last game against Trinity Christian. They zoned us, little matchup zone, something we hadn't seen. And so I think it took us a little time just to kind of get comfortable with it.
I want to start with Derek Smits, who, obviously the fans saw him a year ago, and now we see there's obviously clearly progression.
Yep.
And the question would be, does he look so much better because you've played against two non-D1s, or does he look so much better because he is so much better, or is it a combination of both?
Yeah, I think the answer to that is yes. Derek has had an unbelievable offseason. And really since the season ended last year, he's put in fantastic work, and he's starting to be a little more aggressive on the offensive end. Using his size to an advantage, and he's been in college. This is his third year in college, and so you expect there to be some progression, and very pleased with this effort.
The other player I want to touch on is Marcus Golder, who clearly is going to be a crowd favorite because of his athleticism, his style of play. Has he, maybe since he's come to campus, maybe even progressed better than you thought? Because it looks like he can do almost anything out on the court.
We're very pleased with Marcus. I think when he first arrived here in the summertime, I think he, was surprised maybe at the talent level, and he struggled a little bit. But when he came back to campus, it was like a new young man. And for us, we've been very pleased. He's been a consistent defender since the day he got here, and then the offense has come around. So, I love him. I love the effort that he brings. I love the enthusiasm that he brings, and I could see him being a fan favorite.
And that sort of enthusiasm and style of play is something that can certainly help the teammates. You see players play with that infectious personality, and that goes from one player hopefully to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yeah, it's contagious. Anytime enthusiasm, playing hard, getting on the floor, being nitty gritty, it's contagious. And Marcus does that along with other individuals. This has been a fun group to coach. They really like each other, and they play really hard. It's been a lot of fun.
It sounds like you're pleased the way that some of the guys who've come back are blending in with some of the new players.
Yeah. I think, and we had to. There was just a lot of unknowns about this year, and we do have proud young men. And they want to perform, and they want to be their own team and represent this university, and they're doing it well.
I think the fans are saying, all right, we've got these two games out of the way. Now we want to see what this team really is made of, because it is hard to tell in those, when you're playing non-D1s, exactly what you have. Let's look forward. We'll start with Wednesday's game against Southern Illinois Edwardsville. What can you tell us about them?
They're much improved from last year. They actually have their starting center, someone that we recruited pretty heavily. They can make shots, they're athletic, and we're playing them on their home floor. And so, we know we're going to have a game, and I think that they can score in bunches, so our defense can be put to test. And, our goal is to make them take tough shots and get out in transition and try to score easy buckets.
Jay Soroya, Joe Burton come back to your lineup. So we saw 10 guys play in the first two games, and all 10 guys contributed. How many guys will you play on Wednesday? Will you play all 12 maybe?
Well, hope so. We'll see. It's going to be a game-to-game thing. But we're excited to get Joe and Jay back in the lineup. It just makes us stronger.
Will there be games where you play a certain maybe 10 guys, and then maybe 2 days later you'll play a certain different 10 guys? Do you foresee that being possible?
It could. It could. I think there's going to be a group that'll be consistently playing out there, and then depending on how I feel or how certain players are performing, that could determine the rotations for that game. Again, we're still learning our team, and the beauty of it is I do think we have 12 guys that can play.
Sure, certainly the depth appears to be maybe the biggest overall strength of the team, right?
No doubt about it.
All right, thanks, Matt. Good luck this week.
Thank you.
For head coach Matt Loddick, this is Todd Eichhout. Thanks for joining us this week on Valpo Basketball Weekly.